Oh, this is ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, this is ladies' night. Wait, what am I doing here?
Join our adventure party as we delve into the social and cultural aspects of our favorite game, all while enlightening our taste buds with a random craft beer. So crack open your favorite bardic inspiration and roll initiative with us of Dice and Brews.
What is it? The other chicken.
Is that beef then? That's Arizona? The other chicken is Arizona?
Yes.
What would be Nevada then?
The other chicken.
Just the other chicken? Greetings,
talk about
fellow
him.
adventurers. We are back with another session of Dice and Brews. And tonight's a very special session because we just kicked all the men out of the building.
Except you.
Well, I have to run the soundboard and ask the questions. But we have the
Honorary woman
ladies.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm I have inverted nipples. It's crazy.
No, no.
But we have the ladies of our D&D table hijacking the podcast,
Woo, woo.
making it their own, giving us a little bit of spice and pizzazz.
Oh dear.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Two of these ladies that have already been on the podcast. We're excited to hopefully have Dina for a full episode.
That would be lovely.
Yes.
But Kate, we'll start with you. Welcome back to Of Dice and Brews. How you been?
Hello, hello. Busy with work. And then now we're going to be moving into our apartment in less than a week now. So, I mean, there's so many things that are going on right now. So thankfully, have D&D in the group to kind of like chill out for however many hours we have.
You know, the funny thing about our group is lately it seems like everybody wants to socialize instead of
Play
be involved
D&D.
with
Yes,
D&D,
exactly.
which is totally acceptable because, well, we'll cover that in a different episode. But welcome back to the podcast. Glad you're here tonight.
Thank you.
Next, Deanna, how have you been?
I've been good. I've been great. Just moved into my new place recently, and I'm getting married in 30 days.
Woo, woo. We're all
And,
excited for that celebration.
I can't wait to bring my D20.
Yes, please do. Everybody,
No,
please
we will
bring your
all
dice.
bring our D20s and we'll do that one like photo shoot where we're all like,
The one where James looks like Matthew Mercer. Did you guys see that picture?
No.
He posted it in our messenger chat, and he looks like Matthew Mercer. I shit you
Yep.
not. It's like all
they
kinda
did that
crazy.
at a friend of his wedding, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Going back to a different podcast episode that we had, speaking, you guys are both have moved or are moving. This is why you have nerd friends, right? Because they're all like anxious to help people move.
Yeah. The only problem is we're moving on a Friday and, everyone's at work. So, I mean, but, if you guys are, honestly, I'm off on Friday. So I feel like I'm going to have the whole apartment all moved around by the time Saturday comes. Because, I mean, I'll have work and then he's available first thing in the morning. So he's going to move around all of his stuff too. So, I mean,
He being our resident metalhead, Justin,
yes.
who also plays in this group. You guys have met Justin
Yes. A time or two.
Hawaiian freak.
a couple times. But first appearance on the podcast is the last female member of this group, Kennedy. Welcome to Of Dice and Brews.
Hello. Yeah, no, I've just been doing pretty good, and it's pretty cool. Thank you for welcoming me to the podcast and everything. It's really been fun to do your campaign and all of that. Wish I could do more with y'all. Just work is not gruesome, just really busy.
They literally take all of your time away.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, fuck work.
Literally, like, amen.
As kind of ritualistic D&D aspect of bringing a new person on the podcast, the Forever DM has a list for you of questions. Are you ready to expose yourself?
Bestow upon me your questions, oh good lord.
Oh, dear God. We have voices.
She gets into character, always.
I just had inverted nipples, not knowing it.
Oh, man.
So, Kennedy, tell us, how long have you been playing D&D for?
Oh, not long. Maybe not even a year. Have been doing that much.
Ooh, you're just as fresh as Kate is, and well, maybe not as green, but still green.
Yeah, no, it's kind of my first official campaign, so.
So 5th edition is the only set of rules that you've played with, pretty much?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's way cool.
This
Go
is
ahead
your
and-
first session?
Like proper session. Like I had like small things here and there, but nothing serious.
I never
All
would
the
have guessed that.
small things.
Never.
Yeah, she's pretty pro already, huh?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Well, I mean,
So you're also one of the original founding members of this group that was part of the Fab Four. I'm calling you guys just because you guys posted you're looking for a DM, and I answered the question or the response for it, and
He answered the call.
it was on the message. It was on the what is it? The quest board, and I pulled the quest card. When do I get my fucking experience? Did I level up yet? God damn it. So anyway, you're part of the original 4 members that were looking for a DM with Brandon and James, and then there was another guy that dropped out. Did you guys ever meet in person at all?
no, I only knew James in person out of the entire group. Like I didn't meet y'all until we met at that one place or whatever.
That one place in the dark alley.
Yes. It was awfully dark.
for you, little girl.
Oh, no.
So, Kennedy, go ahead and tell the people who you play in our campaign and a little bit about your character's background.
Can do. So in the campaign, I am a Kenku by the name of the sound of wings flapping, I guess.
Or bird.
A bird, yeah, is more common the name, but I'm not complaining. And my character is a cleric for a seraph in this world, and is currently just kind of following after her demands, if you will.
So me and you came up with this thing for your character called the Curators, is what you called them, and basically your seraph sends her tribe of Kenku out to pretty much absorb culture and rituals and spells and people that she comes in contact with and bring it back to the seraph so she can record or document those cultural or social interactions. How did that come about? Was that something that you had when I brought up the campaign? Was that something that you had planned originally for a backstory, or did it just come about by what was the events that were occurring in the campaign?
So yeah, coming into the campaign, I didn't have a lot about wings when I first started. Mostly it was just that like James and her and James' character knew each other previously and did stupid shit together.
Like robbing nursing homes?
Basically, yes. Just conning around and whatever was left. And so yeah, no, I didn't have much other than like just had a flock. That's about it.
So, and then you're a cleric, Kenku cleric of the Grave domain?
Yes.
I get death and grave mixed up sometimes, so I can't really. It's kind of intricacies or preferences at that point, really, right?
From what I've seen, there's no real difference. At least just for the cleric, it's just grave, death. It relates to the same thing.
In D&D, in your experience, there's 3 pillars really. There's exploration, combat, and then the roleplay aspect of it. What is your favorite pillar of D&D so far in your experience?
Personally, I probably have to say roleplay, mostly because even outside of D&D, I roleplay with a lot of friends that I have online and that sort of stuff. So I'm really familiar with that sort of aspect. So that's probably the thing I enjoy most.
Yeah, it definitely comes out in your character. Wings is like by far like your input on the campaign is minimal, but when you do input, it's like everybody shut up and listen because Wings just said
Mind
something.
blown.
And it's usually like pure gold. So hats off to you for that aspect of it. In your D&D experience, do you have a favorite D&D memory or session or something like that popped up or situation that you're a part of that was like, man, so far that's my favorite thing that's ever happened in my whole D&D experience so far?
I don't know really, because like it all kind of honestly, I love all of it and I enjoy like it's just, but it kind of muddles together, if you will. Nothing's really stuck with me. I just kind of enjoy the general gist of everything and then like interacting together and then doing stupid things and then it's somehow working out apparently.
The roll of the dice, right, ladies?
Yes.
Piggybacking on that question, is there one character at our table besides your own? Because you can't be that conceited with it, even though you're one of the best ones at our table. Who is your favorite character so far in their character development that you've witnessed?
I think it would definitely have to be Tarek, mostly just because of all the weird shit that's been going on.
You know, you just gave that dude a big fucking head, right? Like, as if Lucas
Bigger.
didn't have a big fucking head already, right?
Yeah, no, he does.
It is what it is, but honestly, it's just very interesting. Is like how drastic of an effect to like the whole memory losing thing affected his character. Like I think it affected his character the most out of everyone so far.
I did appreciate how he made such a change for that, even though we all like complain about it and stuff like that. It's pretty great that he made such a huge thing happen with the loss of that memory.
He's pretty phenomenal. I mean, you guys are all really phenomenal at roleplay,
well,
but
thank
he's
you.
pretty good at his roleplay too. He has a good grasp on his character and what they're going through emotionally at the time that things are happening.
He could write a book about each of his characters. He literally does that.
I love emo Tarek. I think he's so funny.
You're the only one.
He is funny, but like,
He's Tobey Maguire.
Every time he
Spider-Man
says
3.
"I don't care," you break out laughing.
well, especially when he does like, the hair.
hair flip.
But no, it's funny it's funny when I'm like looking at it as Lucas, but when I'm looking at it as Tarek, I get so upset because I miss how Tarek used to be, where he was just, super curious and happy and, just
Full
I
of
miss
joy
that. Exactly.
and intrigue and
I miss
excited
that.
to
I miss
see
that. And
asking
also
questions.
because he's like kind of dabbling in almost like the dark forces of our world. I'm concerned for him. So it's all of these things.
Yeah.
But when it's Lucas, I die too.
So we've talked about the dream sequences that you three ladies who were absent at that one session where we had the sausage fest.
Oh gosh.
We've gone through Kate's Ren's dream sequence. We've gone through Deanna's Lamora's dream sequence, and we're trying to start a couple different times with Kennedy's Wings dream sequence. Is there anything that's happened so far in your dream sequence that has like really resonated with you about your background or changed your character's outlook on her story so far?
Significantly, mostly because of the murder that occurred from the All-Mother to the All-Mother, I guess. And because mostly, like, us just really does shift Wings' paradigm. Because, like, right now, Wings is kind of going through the motions, if you will. Kind of a little lost, but since this is technically going to be their last mission that they were told.
Yeah, that part was kind of striking to write that a little bit, because I didn't really... Me and you have kind of been almost at a creative, like, still, like, with where your Seraph is or where Wings came from or whatnot. And we haven't really, like... had to tackle that yet. We haven't had to like be like, okay, now it's coming up. We need to find something that we can agree on or we can collaborate on. And then when you sent me that paragraph that you sent me, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna do this. And then it goes down this little like twister of how do I get there's 7 of you guys at the table. How do I get them all to interact together so they can feel like there's some kind of camaraderie or a main purpose together, but also maybe there's some questions on both ends. I know you're trying to do this with me, and I know we have the same goal, but at the same time, like, I don't necessarily completely 100% trust you.
I have so many questions. No, like, I kept leaning over to the table, looking at Kennedy, and I'm all like, what's this? What's going on?
Kennedy, just going back to Wings, or yourself personally in your future endeavors, I know you talked to me about joining another campaign. Have you guys started that campaign yet?
No, currently the DM is still building his world, and I'm doing a character with another person. We're doing twins, so we're working on building those characters too.
Wonder Twins power activate.
No, that's pretty awesome, actually. I never really thought about that.
You know, sometimes it works out really well if you have that camaraderie already with another person, but sometimes you kind of feel like, what are we doing here? And somebody has to be the alpha. So hopefully you guys can work that camaraderie out and be twins and have those experiences. That's pretty cool, though. If there is one thing or one monster or one situation that you really wanted to have a D&D experience of, what would that be?
I really couldn't say, because honestly, like I said, I'm not super familiar with all D&D. I know just bare bones, really, of most stuff. So there's nothing I'm specifically looking for. I'm just taking everything as it goes, enjoying it.
Have you ever fought a dragon?
Yes, that one time we all died.
Oh, yeah.
In my dream
I think
sequence.
I'm the last one at our table that's never fucking fought a dragon. I just ruined this whole thing for myself. So here's another question. The D&D movie is coming out, right? And me being a dwarven fan, how do you guys feel about women dwarves? Do you guys prefer them beards or no beards?
I honestly think that the reality would be they would probably have a little bit of fuzz, but I wouldn't say they'd have a full beard. Just trying to be realistic about it.
Well, I mean, women get facial hair too, but it just doesn't grow as prominent or as fast as men.
Exactly. So I feel like
they
that would
have
be
5
kind
o'clock
of
shadow, but not.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be
beard.
the same kind of concept with dwarven women.
Yeah, but those armpits would be out of control, right?
I mean, probably. Because I mean, if girls get armpit hair if they don't shave it, so I mean, yeah.
Well, I
I've
think
seen those TikTok videos.
Oy.
Yeesh. What I think it is, though, is also, like, in general, from what I understand, is a lot in dwarvish culture that the hair, like, is a very important thing, at least males, so I couldn't see why it wouldn't be to females as well, so I could see them also grow, like, they had the capability to grow beards, they would, and probably take very good care of them as a symbol of certain things.
That's exactly kind of how I always saw female dwarves. Was I actually loved the idea that they all had. I always imagined them having these full beards, but in a very feminine way, because they're not humans. They're not
Like they
meant
just have
to be
like
humans.
flowers and bows in there. I could see that. I
Yes.
could see that.
Would it be flowers and bows, or would it be like golden, like signets or
Yeah,
silver trinkets?
well, either way,
Yeah.
either way,
Crystal.
something
Like-
pretty
metallic-
adorning it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
adornments of like metal and iron.
Exactly, like
but
just
they're really
something
nicely
pretty.
runic carved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see the face, the beard, and then boobs.
If the beard was long enough, would you even see the boobs?
I mean,
Would
the
they
shape
cut-
would be there.
Would they cut this part out of their beard to show cleavage?
Yes.
yes.
I feel like that
See?
would be a thing. Yeah.
There has to be some kind of beard specialist, some kind of female dwarf who specializes in female beards.
Well, that, and I'm sure that they would have like little braids and things like that. Like it would be a full on thing.
So
While
instead
they're
of
being badass, because they're still gonna go and beat ass and fight and
wield that two-handed axe, and
Probably,
cleave-
actually.
I mean, even wear makeup if that is a thing.
it would be coal.
Well,
Just
yeah.
like fucking coal
There we
eyeshadow.
go. Yes.
Ooh, or they could grind
Ooh.
like copper ore or whatever into dust, and they'd have pigment powder like all
Yes,
over.
exactly. Like I could
Damn, we're just fleshing out this dwarven race.
seriously.
Brandon, your next dwarven character is female. Just like
Seriously, I actually might make that a character.
should.
I was right about to say I would love to be a female dwarf. But I would be gnarly.
could you imagine
Right?
the size of those thighs though? Ooh, that's like
No,
a
it
power
would be
source.
like your orc that you built with that thick ass and those thighs.
drink
I'm
the
here
juice.
for it. Drink the juice, Shelby.
You have to tell your wife to listen
Shout
to
out
this.
to your future wife. Is there anything that any of you have like questions about D&D or something you want to bring up about D&D in this little pre-funk talk, or just something
Well-
that you noticed about D&D recently?
No, I did have a question though. So
I'm all about questions.
when we're doing Wings' dream, you mentioned it being after the battle when the dream was way back. Like you didn't do her dream sequence the same time as ours. It was weird.
Right, no, if you guys were paying attention, if you were paying
We were
attention.
not.
Yeah, which we were not. I did 2 separate scenes at her homeland, and one of them was the dream, and one of them was not the dream. I'm not going to divulge which one was the dream and which one was not the dream. All I will say is that she knows she knows that both of them are her home, but she only knows her home as one condition.
Okay, so wait, which one was which one was the dream when we were all captured?
I can't tell you that.
No, I was just
tell you that.
no, I was just saying that because of the way that we did her dream sequence, and you said that it was after the battle, I was confused. Like,
Right. Okay.
Combined the two.
Yeah, I
so
did
was like,
combine
wait
the
a
two, but I
minute.
did it on purpose because
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't dove into Wings' backstory at all.
No, I agree with that.
And there hasn't been
completely,
really any even mention of her homeland. And then because you lost where your memory was, you lost the location, knowledge of the location of where your homeland was. So I did her homeland as she knew it, and in the condition that it was known, and her supporting character of the librarian in that rendition of it, of how she knew him. And then I did another one, which was her homeland, but it was in a different condition. And that's where the murder scene took place. So there was a dream sequence, and then there was when In our battle, because Kennedy wasn't allowed to join us or something prohibited her from joining us, she wasn't there. I had an elf pop up behind her and take her with him.
Oh, okay.
With her, and she
Okay.
disappeared from the fight.
Okay.
So I kind of wrote in this whole little side quest for her. So one of these things was a dream, and one of these things is where she's at right now. For you guys might figure that out later, or she might have she might know where it is, but I'm not going to tell you guys. 'Cause that's part of the fun of telling a story.
Oh, well, yeah, no, of course. I was just like, wait a minute.
So the dream sequence was in there, but one of them is where
okay.
she's at right now, and one of them is a dream sequence.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And I dropped hints, and you weren't paying attention.
I apologize.
Any more questions? Kate? Nothing at all?
No, I mean, I just like part of me wants to ask all these questions, but then part of me is like, you know what? No, I'm excited for us to find out through our
What did you guys think of the All Mother being murdered by her children?
traumatizing.
I loved it.
And
Okay,
then
psycho.
and then finding out like the beast is like her son.
I got freaked out because of the fact that it's like Tarek is like meddling with that. So it was one of those like aha moments. I mean, seriously, when like you were telling the dream sequence, I looked straight at Lucas and I'm like, and I'm like giving the evil eye because I'm like, how dare you mess with that stuff?
You had no idea that was coming.
No, not really.
What was your thought when that happened?
Well, I mean, I'm a little surprised, but also I'm like, I'm not surprised because it kind of makes sense that they're her children, considering that she's the All Mother. So
True.
Yeah, I being a part of 4 total children in my family, that sibling rivalry was always a thing. Like even being second from the oldest, hand-me-downs were a thing, sibling rivalries were a thing. And I was always known as like the golden child. Like, oh, you always get up without them waking you up. Oh, you always do your homework. Oh, you always have good grades. I'm like, motherfuckers, wake up. They let you do anything as long as you get your shit done. Like, what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, no. See, like me and my sister, we didn't have the traditional sibling rivalry because she kind of created her own rivalry with me, and it wasn't exactly the sibling kind. She was jealous of everything to do with me.
That sounds like a D&D backstory.
I know, a little bit. So it especially of course got worse as I got older. So,
Are you guys better now?
yeah, we're better now, but it was a very long time for us to get better. So it wasn't quite the same sibling rivalry, and it definitely isn't the same kind of sibling rivalry as in our current situation right now. Because I feel like our siblings, your patron and the beast are like would totally kill each other.
It's a cutthroat family. Well, then we went to the mountain, and the beast is echoing through the canyon, and so he's obviously searching for the same thing that you guys were sent on a mission to find as well. Kennedy, do you have any siblings?
nope.
An only wing.
No, really.
Deanna, how about you? Do you have any siblings?
I do. Yeah, I have a half brother, and then I have a brother and sister, and there's no sibling rivalry.
None at all? Just because it didn't have a chance, or just because there wasn't?
No, I mean, I didn't live with any of them, so like we lived together obviously at some point, but it was I basically grew up almost like an only child, and so I guess nothing just ever came of it. It was always just like really great when we all saw each other. I think me and my sister probably got into it once, and then that was it.
You're lucky. I used to wake up with like baseball bats in my face and shit like that.
Oh my God.
We were savage. Like 4 boys in one house. It was
Oh,
bad.
No.
But at the same time, like, the funny thing is, like, we were always our biggest critics, but always there for each other at the same time. So whenever it was always the little brothers for some fucking reason, but they would always get into trouble, and the 3 older brothers would go kick ass, and then we'd go home and we kick the little kid's ass, the little brother's ass, because like, what the fuck are you making us fight for? Or why we got to stick up for you? What are you doing to these people? But we never asked questions about them while it was happening. It was always like, stand fast, we're on your side.
Yeah.
You'll get your ass kicked later. Don't worry about it.
I was also a very square.
No.
I
Like-
don't believe that.
Ooh, I was so square. I used to like dump when I'd go to like a party at a friend's garage, right? I used to dump the beer out and pretend I was drinking it. Like I'd dump it out in the grass. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
And then the
I'd-
mom comes out the next day like, why the fuck my plants are dying?
Right? Oh my god.
This smells like Keystone, or what is it?
Keystone West?
Light. It smells
God.
like Keystone Light.
Ew.
Yeah, I never wanted to drink, and my mom knew I did that. And I fessed up to her once, and I was like, "Mom, I don't drink." And she's like, "I mean,
yeah,
that's good." I said, but I go to parties where there's drinking, and I dump it out. And she's like, "Cool. I feel like this could be a lot worse. So right on."
Yeah.
Thanks for being honest with me, right?
Yeah, no, my mom was the opposite in a good way. Like, so my mom and my dad both, they smoked weed and all the stuff you do in high
You
school.
had
So they
hippie parents too? Me too.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Mine were straight hippies.
They were my parents were like the potheads, not the hippies. They were like not
The stoner
so
hacky
much,
sackers?
not the hacky sackers either.
What the fuck's wrong with hacky sack?
I don't know. I'm just saying they didn't do that. But, you know, like, so they were aware that teenagers are going to do that kind of stuff. So they were always like, okay, if you're going to do that, then do it around us so we can make sure nothing bad happens. So my mom, we would have parties at my house. My mom was invited to desert parties with like literally the entire, like all of people I knew in high school. They would like invite my mom to parties.
They're all like, let's get Kate's mom wasted.
No, it wasn't like that. My mom doesn't drink. She doesn't like to drink. My mom's just like, it's so funny because my mom is so different now that she's like almost 60 than she was when we were in high school. She
Yeah,
was
she
just
raised 2 daughters. She's like, fuck this, I'm getting wasted now.
well, no,
Everybody's mom.
no, she was exactly. She was just such a chill person. All of my friends and people that me and my sister knew, they just loved my mom. My mom also substitute taught at our school, so everyone knew my mom. You know, so it was like that. And then now my mom is like so crabby.
Did your mom,
Doesn't like to be in social situations anymore. I'm just like,
well,
mom.
it sounds like she spent most of her life in social situations, so I could definitely
She
understand
did.
the
So I
hermit
kind of get it,
aspect
but
of
it's just kind of funny. It's like, you're not the same woman I grew up with. This is weird.
Who are you? Where's my mom?
Exactly. So, but because of that, I did drink, you know, underage and stuff, but I was always under adults, my parents' supervision, because it's like, we know you're going to do it anyway, so we want you to do it safely. You know,
If that's a thing.
no, pretty much. I have smoked weed with my mom before, so I mean that was a trip.
See, and my situation was so opposite. My mom and dad were like, I mean, they were both very responsible adults, obviously, but like they always had parties at our house that their friends would go to. I was like such a recluse. I was always at home. I was like reading, or I was playing like on the computer at like Neopets. That could take up an entire weekend for me.
So when did
She was straight Oregon trailing it.
when did Wild Dean come out?
Wild Deanna was like 18 to 23.
Continuing on into 30.
Right? Oh my god.
But I really, as a teenager, I didn't have much desire to like go out and do stuff. I kind of just liked to like, my friends would come over my house and we would like play board games and watch movies, and that was it. I think my first drink, I was 17. And my friend was like, had just found out that I'd been lying about drinking all this time and was dumping out her beers, so she was mad.
Oh shit.
And I'm
see me
calling you
wasted?
out, Talia. I'm calling you out.
Did you pretend to be wasted?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I didn't know what it meant to be wasted, so I'd just be like, "Whoa, you guys, I'm so wasted.
Oh god.
This is crazy. Don't let me drive."
Kennedy,
my
have you ever
God.
been wasted?
Nope, never. Just don't care to
The
drink.
2 times that I got quote unquote wasted, and when I say that, I mean actually like blackout, don't
Blackout
remember the
wasted.
entire night, was my first time was when I was 15, and then that's totally 1,000% my sister's fault. 1,000%.
That bitch.
No, it's literally, she kept handing me the vodka bottle like
Well,
it's
that's a good
1,000
friend. What are you talking about?
way too much alcohol. And then the second time was after we all like graduated when I was 17, and I was a whole bottle of Jack Daniels to myself. So, and then yeah, it was not a good time.
Speaking of drinks,
So I will never go that far ever again. I start to feel a buzz, I stop.
note to self, we're getting Kate wasted.
Good luck.
Right.
I won't let you.
Got the guard up. Watch out. Speaking of the drinks, I'm getting kind of thirsty. How about you guys?
Sure.
Always.
Sure.
Have a pint, take a break, and relax. It's my favorite part of the show. So tell me, boys, what's on tap?
All right, since it is Lady Adventurers Night, and you guys always bring a certain kind of wine to the table whenever you play D&D with us. Kate, why don't you tell us what's on tap tonight?
So what is on tap is our Stella Rosa Stella Peach, and it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of peach, but just like all of the other Stella Rosa wines, it's delicious.
They had a blueberry one.
I haven't tried it. I don't think I have. But I'm sure it's good too. So it says they're harvested from their beautiful vineyards, and it's with natural flavors of ripe peaches. And they recommend that you serve it with fresh fruit, cheese, spicy cuisine, and desserts.
You know
Where's the spicy cuisine?
Yeah, I want
Where
something
is
spicy.
Hold on. I cooked last night. It's not my turn.
I cook every day, so I'm good.
No, really though, when we
You
get
didn't bring a
moved
barbecue
in,
sandwich for us, though.
Just me.
when we get all moved into our apartment, we'll have you guys over for dinner.
Like, inviting us to dinner, not have us for dinner, right?
You wouldn't be cooking. I'd be cooking.
So, does it tell what kind of alcohol by volume this Stella Rosa is? And what's the name of the vineyard?
It just says Stella Rosa Peach are harvested from beautiful vineyards. It doesn't say,
Generic.
right?
Probably says
One's
on that
called
box.
Stella, one's called Rosa.
It's that GMO.
Oh, it's 5%. It's 5%.
5% alcohol by volume. This is something different for Of Dice and Brews. I've never done a wine on Of Dice and Brews, so you guys are
Whoop whoop.
paving the way for new tastes and new sensations
Ooh.
here on the beer channel.
Ooh, we're talking about sensations. Ooh.
We don't always talk about sensations.
Okay, Ben, what do you think of it?
I haven't even tried it yet.
That's why I'm asking you to try it.
I'm gonna taste it right now. Okay, I'm gonna taste like right now,
Okay.
like right now.
You have to smell it first. What?
This is really sweet.
Especially for something that you drink. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
sweet.
oh my god!
This smells
Good
exactly like a peach ring. This smells exactly
peach ring?
like
Like the gummy peach ring?
Yes.
No, it does.
Now that
It
would be-
smells really good.
Should we put some sugar on the rim? Can we do?
Ooh,
No,
I mean,
it's
you
already too
can,
sweet.
But
I'm
it's
sorry.
very sweet already. Do you want to smell it, Kennedy?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, it just smells like peaches.
It doesn't even smell. It doesn't even smell like anything to me. I don't smell it. I have
That is
COVID.
very sweet.
Maybe your nose is plugged.
Let me
That's-
blow it.
Right? No, I
My
like
nose is inverted.
whenever it comes to anything alcoholic, I need it to be kind of sweet or to have, something in there.
This does taste. Now that you say gummy ring, this does taste like a gummy ring.
This would be a wine that my wife would drink because she doesn't like anything dry or anything not similar.
So then this means we're going to have it at the wedding. Yeah?
and she loves peach rings. Yes, we'll have to bring this to the wedding for her.
Okay.
I don't know.
Give
This
her
is
her own
like
bottle.
you can't drink more than one glass of this. This is like a stomachache waiting to happen.
Okay, so
Diabetes.
like me and her can share a bottle.
Well,
and
hold on. Wait, I
then-
should take that back. I've witnessed you guys.
yes. But when we go for that, when we finish that second bottle, I do feel it in the morning. So I can't do that anymore. But one bottle, and then maybe we'll mix it something else in there because I can only
And then
do
we'll
like
see what
one
that
bottle.
effect is in the morning.
Well, because actually, okay, so we had
Because when I
that one.
stick to the same thing, it just
Well,
ends up
remember
bad.
not the session we just had, but the one before that. Me and Marie had ginger ale and Malibu, but we had the wine first. So as long as I
Ugh.
mix something else, like I'm fine.
Yeah, I was thinking about because we still have that bottle of Malibu and Malibu strawberry that you have downstairs. And I
Oh,
was like, oh, we'll
perfect.
just do that. And then I was like, no, these guys do wine all the time. And it's always Stella Rosa. And then me and my wife went to the store and there was like this end cap of Stella Rosa, and I was like, this is fucking perfect. Just grab one of these.
No, really though. This is probably always going to be at our apartment.
Justin's got his buttered soda.
He likes his enchilada soda. Okay,
You're
we'll
not a
get
peach
that
fan?
instead.
So we go to this breakfast place called
Is it the brunch place that Marie told me about?
what is
Okay,
that
I
name? Do you
don't
remember
remember
the
the name, but I think we all need to go.
it's so
Is
good
it
though.
baby cakes?
No, but how
Is
you
it
doing?
Denny?
It's definitely not Denny's. I forget what the fucking name is. It's such a good place too. But anyway, they have a mimosa of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a peach Bellini mimosa that was phenomenal.
I just have a thing with
Like
mimosas.
pH phenomenal.
Oh. Do they have like a crazy
It's like an alien
Eggs
place.
Benedict?
Yes.
I know what you're talking
It's like
about.
an alien place though. I forget
None
what
of
the
us are
fuck-
gonna know the
yeah,
name of
this
it.
This is terrible. Maybe I should just goggle it.
Yeah,
I think you should.
yeah, because now your viewers are going to be like, "Where's this amazing place? We need to go." I can't do mimosas. I can't stand champagne. So if you are going to have that at your wedding, I'm sorry, I can't stand
I
champagne.
don't think we are. I mean, I'm not really gonna drink at the wedding. I'll have like a drink, but I'm not really. Well, because I don't want to get like super fucked up.
No, I'm not saying fucked up. I just thought you'd at least get buzzed.
It's called-
I'll get buzzed for sure.
Okay,
Called
there we go.
Squeezed in.
Y'all already know me. I'm gonna
squeezed
have a
in.
Truly in my
Or
hands,
two.
or 3 on the dance
Don't worry,
floor.
I'll be that guy that just keeps giving you them.
I will too. And then Shelby will have this bottle in her hand.
Perfect. I love it.
Speaking of your
And
wedding,
then we'll all do shots. This song will just be constantly playing. I'll be like,
shots, everybody. Speaking of your wedding,
Yes.
it's $900 for my bakery to do your armadillo cake. And I say that because we would do it. It would look like a real armadillo.
armadillo.
An armadillo.
I get 50% off. So even if I bought that for you, I'd still be spending like $450. And I love you and Shelby, but that's redonkulous.
What if the whole group pitched in on their cake?
All right, maybe we can do that then.
No, y'all can't do that.
Why can't we? We already helped you move.
Not only that, but there's okay. So literally 450 divided by 7 is not
It's
that
like
bad.
$70 if that. It's
Oh
like
my gosh.
$60.
I could never ever ask that of
I
y'all.
spend more of that.
Who said you were asking? No, I'll get it.
Don't
Okay,
expect a wedding gift.
right? That it's the armadillo.
You need to get an air fryer or the armadillo.
No, I'm all about gift cards now. I used to be that person that it's like we have to get you someone an actual gift, but I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want to do that anymore. There's certain people I will get actual gifts for, but now it's all about gift cards. I'm like, get something you want or you've needed but you can't afford it. I feel like that's more of a gift than
So, do you ever get like dining gift cards for people at weddings, or do you have to get like a gift card to a physical, like a department store?
No, usually I'll do like Amazon because everybody orders things off of Amazon. And
Not me. I'm anti-Amazon. Just joking.
I was about to say that is a
bullshit.
lie.
I've seen that man at your doorstep.
Oh my god.
So my question is, because like, if you do dining experience gift cards, so most people have a theme to the reception or what they're eating or what they're catering.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really funny to get them a gift card to a place when with the catered food they're having. I'm like, no, I know this place. It's better than what you have.
Yeah. No, I can now see you doing that at her
I
wedding.
wouldn't do that.
Well,
No,
our
why would I do-
caterer-
Are you having grilled cheese sandwiches, by the way? For some reason, I picture grilled cheese sandwiches at your wedding.
How'd you know? No, our caterer is actually at the venue, so it's just the venue is catering our.
Ramen
so that would be
noodles.
pretty funny if you gave us a gift card to our venue. Second wedding.
No, seriously.
I'll
if
just
you
like,
had
here,
ramen
apply
noodles,
this.
that'd be awesome.
Apply this to the balance.
We have
Right.
we
Oh.
have like a buffet, so I think it's gonna be like some kind of chicken, and then some kind of a potato that's
Well,
like
with
cut
all this
up
dwarven
and-
thigh talk, we better have fucking chicken thighs.
Oh,
No.
you know.
No, seriously, Justin will eat the whole buffet.
Do it, please.
They paid for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're We want everyone to get nice and full before getting out on the dance floor.
Right, and then vomit happens.
Yes.
No, you don't do
Yes.
that. That's what happens when you drink too much Stella Rosa that's fucking peach and super sweet.
Yet you're the one who's almost
What?
finished with your Stella
Listen,
Rosa.
I don't waste shit, okay? I told you that I grew up in a family with 4 other fucking brothers. You know, like, we don't waste shit. I don't
You're
give a fuck what
also
it is.
drinking it out of a whiskey glass, and me
I
and
only
Kate have
2 wine glasses. They're
And
all the
plus,
other ones broke.
but it has a B on it for Ben. He's got to use his
Oh
cup.
my
It's
god,
badass.
That's precious.
I got it for Father's Day.
So just to kind of get back to our actual conversation for the podcast.
Why? This is the best part about, like, this is what the What's on Tap
I
is
just
for.
thought of it and had a question. Do you have a favorite character of yours? I know that you're the forever DM, but
You're
do
putting me on
you-
the spot in my
do you-
own podcast?
I'm sorry. I just had a question. I just wanted to know if you had a favorite like
I
character
love
of your
all
own.
my children
No, just a character that you've made that's been your favorite.
that I made. Oh.
Yes, that one. Not out of our group. I wouldn't make you choose people like
If
that.
you don't say Horben right now,
There's a couple of them. I have another
that
question
doesn't
for
count because that's a character in the game, not like his character. That's different.
Oh, that I played?
Yes.
But how would you guys relate to the characters that I've played? Because you guys never seen me play.
But
you guys don't
we
even know
do
if
know
I'm capable of playing.
No. It's just more of like I was more thinking like the characteristics of your character, like what race, what class, all of that.
So my characters that I always play are always dwarves. So me and Brandon are kindred.
Which I think is hilarious because you're so tall.
Well, me and Brandon are kindred spirits in the fact that we like dwarves. But my dwarves tend to be alcoholics all the fucking time.
Gee,
More
where did that
into
came
So
from?
I kind of like, I guess when I play, I throw caution to the wind with my characters because I don't have any responsibility at the table. My
good
responsibility
point.
is my character. So I'm like, you know what? Let everybody else be responsible for my character. Fuck it. So I've played like a dwarven wizard that. Have you guys ever seen the movie Wizards? So there's this movie. It's a post-apocalyptic animated movie from way back when, where there's 2 brothers and one's a dwarf and one's like a undead being.
Okay.
Anyway, this dwarven wizard is like, he's almost like Tarek. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm the man. I reign supreme. I have all the magic, but he still has some kind of connection to the world and wants the world to survive from his evil brother. So my first character was a dwarven dwarven wizard named Balthar. And
Balthar.
yeah, and he was a badass, but he was drunk all the time and smoked his pipe all the time. And he was a typical, he was like Gandalf, but like 3-4 foot tall. That was it.
Honestly, I've always wanted a pipe, but the thing, just like that, like the old school pipes, but I don't smoke anything, and I just feel like weed is not meant for those. So it's like I've always wanted to use one, but then it's like, what am I gonna smoke in it?
Tobacco. I mean, you can smoke a cigar and not inhale. It's some of it's really good. Some of it's a nice flavor, but it's smoky. It goes best with whiskey in a glass.
Okay, you know what? I will
Kids in the building.
I will buy a pipe,
Oh my God.
and you get a pipe, and then we'll have whiskey and maybe whiskey. I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but whiskey. We'll have a drink and smoke. We can do that.
Make a day of it, you know.
Exactly, but I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not a smoker.
oh my gosh. Okay, those kids are wild.
Yeah, no. If I would say it's Rowan's fault, but I actually hear Emma more than I hear him.
I love smoking all kinds of things. I love smoking all kinds of things.
I used to smoke weed a lot more, but when your significant other doesn't smoke and you're kind of just doing it alone, it's kind of,
You can smoke with me.
I'll smoke with you. We'll have a girls' day and we'll smoke.
Oh, let's have a girls' day and we just smoke weed and drink wine. Well, I don't really
I
like
like
mixing the two. We'll have like a glass of wine.
Yeah, just for some flavor, and then we'll throw Harry Potter on.
Oh, a Harry Potter night. I'm loving all of this.
Yes, and then we'll stay the night.
Yes. Me and your girlfriend playing dress up.
He is so used to this. Like literally every time he's like, I'm just gonna drop you off at Tiana's. You'll have fun.
Agreed.
Why wasn't I invited? What happened here? All right, so
Girls only.
oh, fuck.
Called an optional.
Ooh.
There's the spice. There's the spice.
There's the spice. No, he's always joking that like if you didn't have Shelby, I would have married you. And I'm all like, yeah, you're probably right.
Where does that put you?
We could have been we could have been a throuple, guys. Okay,
Honestly,
we could have been a throuple.
would have been perfect. And you can bring home the cakes. You bring home the cakes.
What kind of cakes?
I Harry.
I Harry.
I was gonna say handle and then carry.
I Harry.
I handle the finances because I work at a bank. And then my wife, if we ever break an arm or something, she'll take care of it.
Right? No, you guys are perfect.
I've seen your bed. You need a bigger bed for that.
No, really.
True.
Yeah, you guys need like a cow king. Me and Justin.
You do have one, but they gave it in. They put it in the fucking guest room, didn't you?
No, we have a king size that we put in the guest room, but it's our Tempur-Pedic. It's our nicest bed because I feel the guests should have the nicest
Fuck
stuff.
that.
Because I want someone that's not at home to be like, oh, I feel comfortable and nice and
What's
stuff.
that wet spot?
No, right? No, the thought is really nice, and I mean, I agree with the thought. Me and Justin really want a purple mattress. I want it
yes.
so bad. Oh,
Do you know
so
what that
nice.
is, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because you looked like you didn't.
I was just thinking,
Do you
like,
know what that is, Kennedy?
Yeah, no, I know what that is.
would you ever not have it sheeted though? So like, how would you know it was a purple mattress? Just you would know, right?
Yeah.
You would sleep on it and
Yeah, but would you wanna
immediately
show
laying
it
down,
off?
you'd be like, this is a purple mattress. Well, yeah, as soon as someone comes to my home, I'd say,
What about
so
purple
this is where the
mattress?
bathroom is. This is the coffee maker. Enjoy your purple mattress.
You would put it in the guest room?
Yes.
Honestly,
What is happening?
And then I would upgrade us to the Tempur-Pedic.
when remember when you said that you were going to sleep on my couch? I'm just going to come stay in your guest room.
no, really, no.
I'll cook you
really
pulled
wanna-
pork. You get me a purple mattress, okay?
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I really want a purple mattress, but we actually went into the purple store. So, fun fact: if you
And then
guys
your
go
face
in,
turned red when you found out
if
how
you
much
guys,
they were.
no, right? If you go into the purple store, they have miniature mattresses like this big that you can just take with you. I took two of
I'm
them and
gonna
I was
give-
playing with it all day.
I'm going to give my hand a good night's sleep today.
No, Justin was like, you should put these in your shoes. And I'm like, if my feet were that small, sure.
Our hands
Just get bigger
sleep in
shoe.
luxury.
Right? No, but they're really cool.
It's
and
so comfy.
so the price, I think, for the not the Tempur-Pedic, gosh, the purple mattress that we were looking at was like $3,000 probably. And I was like,
Yeah.
ouch.
We decided if we're gonna go with the purple, we're gonna go all the way. So we're
yeah,
gonna
well,
get
if
the
you're going to
purple.
finance it, you got to finance it.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna do the one that like you can move it and it vibrates.
That's what we were
and-
looking at.
Yeah.
Listen, if there's two of you in the bed, then it should be moving and vibrating already.
No, right?
Just saying. Like, just throwing it out there. Like, it should be doing something for you already.
I mean, no complaints over here.
Drink the juice.
Now that like that's a thing now. And when we all have Shelby's coming to is Shelby coming to sushi tomorrow or is she
No,
not,
she's
not
still
back
in Arizona.
Damn
Yeah.
it. I was
I
going to take
know.
that time to order her. I would order her a juice and be like, drink the juice, Shelby.
And she loves juice.
What's her favorite kind of juice?
Apple juice.
If you were going to say orange juice, I would have died
What?
because it's orange juice is what she drinks in the movie.
Yeah, because she's diabetic.
Oh, we're still on the movie thing.
We have to. Well, that's where it's.
I know. I was just saying, like, it comes full circle.
You have to watch. I feel like you have to watch the movie before you come to my wedding to get a full.
How about we arrange a movie night and
Perfect.
at your house and
Pajama
we'll
party.
Yes. And then we'll
I
just
feel like
watch
nobody will
that.
be watching the movie though. It'll be like board games and trope jokes.
Well, I feel like
and
if we watch the movie
those dice
first
that
and
Justin
then
had last night.
yes, that too. If we watch the movie first, then play games afterwards. I mean, also if we start, at like 7:00,
Yeah.
then we'll be good.
Perfect. I love this. Okay, we're all down for this.
What are we eating though? Is it going to be like finger foods, or are we going to have
I'm
like
gonna.
a spicy
I'm gonna
meal plan?
cook because I love cooking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
do.
was gonna say
What's your
pizza,
favorite
but-
dish?
Cook some
that I
cook.
make.
Yeah.
Cook some spaghetti. That'll make it real easy to make
That'll
for everybody.
Yeah, it'll make it real easy to fall asleep too.
My
Spaghetti?
Yeah, so
What?
heavy.
I wouldn't
If
say
you
that.
want
It's
Fucking
just-
pasta, man.
but it's easy to feed a lot of people with spaghetti.
I think my
And cheap.
favorite thing to make is a tie between. I love making chicken cordon bleu and I make a really good.
Oh
like,
my
mashed
freaking
potato
god!
with it.
So fancy.
I love it. And then a Tuscan chicken and I put pasta in it, and I make the sauce from scratch.
Scratch.
I love. Oh my
All
God.
while stepping on a purple mattress.
Oh my
I
god!
love it. So if
Do you
y'all
drink
want
while you cook?
hearty, huh?
Do you drink while you cook?
of course,
Yeah,
Like, what's your go-to drink while you cook?
truly.
You're just like addicted to those.
I am.
You know,
It's
the worst
so
thing is-
easy to
God.
drink.
It is, because the worst thing is, like, ever since we moved to the desert, I was a hardcore beer drinker. I can't drink beer in the desert. It's so heavy. And now I'm
I
just a
just don't-
Truly kid. Like,
I
I'm
just
like,
don't
oh,
like. I just don't
they
like
got
beer.
a new box of Trulies. Let's try them.
Our favorite beer, my favorite beer is Yingling. I love Yingling, but they don't make it out here.
Say it again.
Yingling.
Again and again.
Yingling.
They don't make my favorite beer out here anyway. And I just found out they discontinued my favorite beer.
What is it?
Ouch.
It's Ninkasi. It's an Oregon brewery in Oregon. Say that 4 times fast. Or just say it once, actually.
Oregon.
Oregon.
Brewery.
Yeah, thanks, Kate. Oregon brewery, and it was an oatmeal stout, and it was so delicious, and it tasted like almost like chocolate milk in a beer form. It was great.
Did you ever have in Arizona? Did you ever have Orange Blossom, the beer?
Because I don't like beer in general, I really didn't try anything like that.
'Cause it's only in Arizona, and every time we go, we're like, we're gonna get a 12-pack and bring it back, and then we
do
always
you
Make
ever-
sure
forget.
you make sure you tell Shelby.
And then they're
Oh, I know.
Since she's there,
I know.
text her right now. Oh wait, your phone's dead.
and then they like Thelma and Louising it out of Arizona. Like, oh fuck, we gotta go.
Yeah, no, seriously.
We forgot the orange blossom.
Thankfully, there's not a lot of stuff that's only made in Arizona, although I really do miss Macayo's.
What's that?
It's a Mexican restaurant, and I grew up on it.
Yes.
I grew up on it, so I
What's
miss
your
it a
favorite
lot.
dish from there?
Mini chimichangas.
Mini chimichangas.
Yeah, so you know how your chimichangas from anywhere else are like ginormous things.
That's the best part about it.
Well, no, they have these chimis that are like this big, and they do I get all beef, and then they fry it. It's just literally the name, mini chimis, and you get like 6 of them, and they're so freaking good. And their chips and salsa, so
Do they
amazing.
make a dessert mini chimichanga?
Actually, they do.
What
They do
is
chocolate.
inside
They
of
do
it?
chocolate chimis and
chocolate
an ice
chili?
cream. An ice cream.
A la mode?
I mean, yeah.
What was that noise?
No, I just said yeah, because I was looking at him because
Wait, me?
he's had it. Yeah.
You've had mini chocolate chimmy a la mode?
Isn't that what I had last time?
Yeah, my mom always gets that dessert, especially
Fuck,
if
fuck
we're
going
taking.
to Deanna's house for a fucking pajama party. We're going to Arizona for a goddamn.
Honestly, I would
Dessert.
love for my parents all to meet you guys because
Oh, they would hate us all.
no, they would love you guys, and also they would.
Do they have Truly?
No, but we can buy some, and also my parents can understand why I'm probably never leaving Vegas because you guys are my family, and and of course, Justin's here. I literally thought the other day what life would be like for me if I hadn't met him. I wouldn't have met all of you guys, which is just earth shattering. And then I would probably have had to have moved back to Arizona since the people I were living with are now getting divorced. So I would literally be back in Arizona if I hadn't met that wonderful man sitting over there in the corner on his phone.
Kate, personal question. Do you like any kind of sports?
I do like volleyball. That's the only sport that I actually played growing up. My parents actually, instead of having a reception, they played beach volleyball. So
Was there sand?
yes, actually. Yes? No, I think it was in my grandparents' backyard at the time, so I don't
What's
think
the
they actually
difference
had
between
sand.
regular volleyball and beach volleyball?
I think the reason why they call it beach volleyball is when you're not like on a court. I think that's
I see, I
basically
see.
what they do. Well, at least my parents' definition of it is. So that's the only one that I really that I really kind of play and like know the rules in my head. Basically, anything else I don't really know.
Deanna, do you like any sports?
Like to play or to watch?
Any of it? All of it? Did you play any sports in high school?
I did. I played field hockey for a bit, and then I was on the swim team for most of my growing up days. And I loved swim team. I was very good at it.
My favorite like sports to I always watch the Olympics because I think they're just so cool.
Yeah.
Do you watch any sports now?
I watch
Football for your wife.
Yeah. Shelby likes
But
college
college football, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she likes college football. I mean, she likes all football. I'll watch whatever she's. Oh,
Kennedy, did you play any sports in high school?
No, I've never done anything. I was really the type to go outside.
Really? Do you watch any sports then or no?
Nah, it doesn't really entertain me.
So your hobbies include D&D and
Mostly just video games and role playing. That's about it.
what's your favorite video game of all time?
That's a difficult one. I guess at the moment, like most certainly it'd have to be Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
ooh,
that's a
I've
good
heard
one.
great things about that.
I love the story and I love the gameplay.
That's the older one though. That's not the newer. That's not the Gotham Knights one, right? That's the Arkham one, the third installment.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. The Batmobile scenes were like really cool in that.
Yeah, all the cutscenes and stuff. And
Do you play phone games too?
a little bit, I suppose. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Stardew Valley?
Oh, yes, I have that on my laptop.
What'd
Yeah.
that do?
If you need a ultra relaxing game that is just kind of mind numbing after a hard day, Stardew Valley is fantastic.
If
What
you-
is Stardew Valley though? Like
If
what kind
you've
of game is it?
played Harvest Moon, it's a lot like that too.
Oh, so it's like a farm simulator kind of?
Yes.
My favorite game is Animal Crossing, but that's just because it's like the only one I've really played. I'm not into video games, nor have I ever been, but Animal Crossing, like...
But you've played Super Mario before, right?
No, I only did after I started Animal Crossing, and then other people were like, oh, try it. They had the game. So then I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it. And I was not good at it, so not really.
And I assume you play mostly like role play video games.
Yeah, for the most part, though, I play a lot of Minecraft mostly just because you can do whatever you want. with that,
Really?
so
I like that.
I've never
tried.
played Minecraft before.
Rowan plays
Neither have
Minecraft,
I.
and I try to play it too. I built a house. I did do that. The reason I ask is because I play a lot of role play video games.
Those
and
are the JRPGs were my favorite growing up.
oh,
It was
yeah.
always
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the Japanese role playing games.
And mostly I just like a lot of those like survival games, if you will. Just chuck you out in the wild and try to live.
Do you like horror ones?
No, I'm not
I love
one
horror
for
video
horror
games.
personally.
You do?
Yeah, no, I love horror everything. So.
I just played one
Okay.
that fucked me up a little bit.
Well, explain. Like, what do you mean? Like,
All
was
right.
it dark when you
It's-
play? When you
it's-
play horror video games, you
It's
play it in the dark.
first person, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you are the character, and you
Ooh.
just see out of their eyes, and you are a baby.
What?
You are a 1-year-old,
What
and
the
suddenly,
What game are you playing?
yeah, I'm trying. Thank you. What is it called? I know I can't think of it. Look it up. See if you can look it up. All
Goggle
right,
it.
so
Fact checker.
essentially,
Right.
yes, that's why Justin's here.
Fact checker.
No, he's
So-
here so Ben wouldn't feel alone with the testosterone.
What are you talking about? I'm perfectly at home here. I have inverted nipples.
So it starts out with this 1-year-old. His mom is like, "Happy birthday," and then she answers the door, and all of a sudden, the entire screen just starts like jolting and vibrating, and it turns dark and scary. And essentially, what you have to do, this like teddy bear comes to life, and he's like, "Hey, little buddy, you wanna?" Oh, Among the Sleeping. That's what it's called. He's like, "You want to go with me? Come in the closet."
Fuck no, I
And there's
don't.
fucking like
Right.
scratch marks all over the closet, and you have to figure out what is going on. There's this
As a 1-year-old?
monster. Yeah, there's
Literally
this huge
screw
monster,
that. Oh my god.
what?
and she's fucking terrifying. Right? Did you finish it? Okay, I won't spoil it for anybody.
He can't
How
do
long did it-
horror.
how long
He
did-
can't.
How long did it take you to finish this game?
Less than 24 hours.
Oh
Are
god.
you a 1-year-old the whole time then?
Yes. But it's horrifying.
That
Like this
sounds
monster
bad.
comes up to you and she just kills you. if you if she catches you.
Did you play this while you were either inebriated or in the dark? Or
We
both?
played it in the dark. So me and Shelby played it together. It's a one person game,
Yeah,
but
we
we
just switch
take turns.
controller.
Yeah.
When the monster kills you, you get the controller.
Yeah. The other person starts going.
What was the other one that I played way back in the day? Was I forget. It was the one where you were like a horror photographer. Do you remember that one, Justin?
What?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but you went around taking pictures of like 100 places, and then it was, yeah, and then like when you went and saw the photos or developed the photos, like there'd be like ghosts right in your fucking face. And
Was
shit.
that the entirety of it? Just you would develop pictures and it'd be scary?
So you remember
or
like
it was a
Pokemon?
puzzle?
No, it was a puzzle too. And
Okay.
but I remember like Pokemon Snap, like when you went through and you took pictures of different Pokemon. It was like you
Yeah.
were trying to capture ghosts. You're like a paranormal activity person, and you're trying to capture like ghostly activities and stuff like
Justin, what is that one called?
that. It was way back in the day, though.
You have to find it. That's
Fact check.
oh man, I want to play it. I'm trying to find more like horror games, but like
There's
role
not
play.
a lot. There's not a
I
lot
know.
of them out there.
I know.
Other than like the main ones, and I feel like those main ones like Resident Evil and like Silent
Yeah.
Hill have gotten way over. Fatal Frame. Fatal
Okay.
Frame. Is the
What
name of the game.
systems is that on?
Like Xbox 360,
Oh,
PlayStation 2.
There is one horror game that I know of that's I've heard it's been really good and it's not super common, well known is Visage, and basically
You want to do what?
yeah, basically like it just like the game starts out literally like you just see like these like three people tied up in front of you, like you're watching this person, they have a gun in their hand, they pull the gun and each person's like screaming like they're all like duct taped and tied up, and then the person shoots each one of them and then shoots themselves, and that's the start of the game. And
I'm already fucked up.
Right? Oh.
so basically you got to go through this house and you got to like figure out what happened, but you're also eventually start getting chased by like this what is the little girl that you see get shot at the beginning, and she starts chasing you and that sort of stuff.
It kind of reminds me of Lamora's necklace.
yes. Exactly. I love that necklace.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
love putting that necklace on.
That's a good one.
So I feel like we should explain to the viewers what we're talking about.
No, we'll leave that for another episode.
Oh, why not? It doesn't take. It takes like a second
All
to
right.
explain.
Deanna, explain what the necklace of ears is.
I found a necklace made of ears, and
That
every
was in
time
the Goblin Dungeon, right? Like
Yeah, that was the
Fun.
Sunless Citadel at the beginning.
yeah.
yeah, and
Our treasure hunter, constantly looking for something.
anything. And every time I put it on, these three people appear. It's a man, a woman, and a child. And the more I put it on, the more connected I get with them it is appearing to be. So every
Dun,
time I
dun,
go somewhere
dun.
new, I like to put on the necklace to see what they tell me.
So it was three people that were murdered in three completely different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And it's their sets of ears
Mm-hmm.
that she puts on. And she's attuned to this magically cursed item now. And it's given her one of the domains of dread. I forget what they're called, but they're from a book in D&D where you can have like these outstanding abilities that happen to you. But if you roll certain numbers in certain times, then you get these really drastic downfalls. So it's kind of like a high risk, high reward kind of thing.
Which is perfect for me.
Absolutely, because
my
your
life.
whole character's life is based on gambling anyway. So
Yeah.
why not gamble even further?
Yep.
But I had Deanna flesh out two of the characters of the three
Mm-hmm.
and give them names and kind of like a little short background in their race and stuff like that. But I left the little girl to me, so she still has a surprise waiting in the
Dun, dun,
ring.
dun.
So every time she puts this necklace on, I have her roll dice
Yeah,
because she likes to roll dice,
I do.
and that's who shows up for her.
Yeah.
And then they give her something or they take something from her. She doesn't know yet. But that's the necklace of ears. We're going to get into the main topic of tonight's conversation. Although bullshitting with you ladies has been fun. Super gossip. But we're going to talk some D&D and get into a little bit more sensitive subjects, a little bit more deeper dive into the psyche of a D&D player right after this.
Come on, get happy hour.
Do you want me to repeat that I always have to have something in my hands?
Please. Just so I have that recorded. Oh my God. So, over the last 6 months, our group has shared in some memorable adventures and had some true acts of heroism, also some devastating losses, and sometimes some reflective failures. Have you guys, both as a player and as a character, ever felt like there was a specific instance where you truly felt an emotional attachment to the game itself?
Every time we play, like the emotional component is there for me, and I think it's because it's my first character, my first D&D campaign, and the role playing and everything. So I just get fully into it. So that's why when Darut died, I probably would have cried if I'd actually been here and not in Salt Lake City, because I would have
always forget
seriously
that you weren't
cried
here for that.
Yeah, no, I probably would have cried during that battle, just because it was like, it was so intense, and then for us to actually lose a character is also something not normal for me, because I'd be the first character lost that we've had.
Yeah, I've only killed one other character in my whole experience playing this game. So, and the funny thing is with that, it went eerily similar. Like everybody's like, okay, let's loot the body.
Oh my god.
I wanted to get in that shell so bad.
Yeah, no, that would not have been me. If I would have actually been here.
And funny thing is like the other character that got killed was a Grave Domain cleric as well, and he had a shovel as his spiritual weapon. So they really wrapped him up in a rug and stabbed his shovel through his after they looted his body. I was like, what the fucking savage shit just happened? Deanna, have you ever had an emotional attachment to this game as a player or as yourself? Has there ever been a moment where you're just like, wow, this is fucking hitting pretty deep for me?
I mean, on a personal level, probably my dream with Horben, where it was so romantic, and it was this, he was confessing his love for me, and there were purple flowers flying everywhere and a purple butterfly, and it was so beautiful to my character, who I feel Lamora's not. She's emotional, but she's not she's not a sappy forest gnome, So for her to have that experience, I loved that. I thought that was so special. And then now she's lost Horben, and she has lost her sense of where her home is. I think we were playing one night, and it actually might have been the battle. And in the back of my head, in between my roles and watching what everybody's doing, I was thinking wow, if that were me, if I were Lamora, I would feel really fucked up right now, because the love of my life has been imprisoned. I know that my home is incredibly important to me, and I have no idea where that is or how I'll ever get back there. Every sense of what I think we're about to accomplish has led to more questions than answers, and it's just so uncertain on every turn, which
then killed someone.
Yeah. and so to have that character development, for me, I felt like that was an emotional moment.
In those moments where you kind of have those realizations or those epiphanies, if you will, do you guys feel that you interject some of, like you said, you put yourself in that position a lot with your characters, or do you try to separate your characters from yourself?
I definitely did a lot. And going back to your question, now that Lamora brought up her dream, it reminded me of mine, because it's been actually quite a few sessions since we did mine. Because of the dream sequence interjecting my grandfather into it, who I miss very, very much, and I purposefully put him into the game because I could. That was definitely something that I very much put myself in my character. This is my first character. I feel like everybody does that with their first character.
We kind of had a text message between each other, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna do some things, are you okay with this?
No, yeah.
I was I want to let you know that I'm probably gonna tug on some heartstrings.
Yeah, no, it was actually very beautiful to kind of put it into the game, put something super emotional into the game, and kind of almost bring him back to life in a certain sense, so that was really, really something that can show kind of the different ways that this game can be so powerful for a lot of people if they choose to do that with the game. You know, if they choose to, you know, do like how you and Lucas are like, you know, I'm me all the time. Why do I want to be me in the game? Then, you know, there's that too.
Well, and based upon that, like before we get to you, Kennedy, and your answers, I find myself, especially in this game with this group, injecting a little bit of my person into all the NPCs I create.
That's why you like Corbin.
Just because it's hard not to. It's hard not to to put yourself in those positions and like how would I act or react to certain things as they're happening. I feel
like because we're all so close, I feel like that has an aspect to it as well.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Kennedy, same question for you. Like, has there been a specific instance for Wings or for yourself in our campaign where you felt a very strong emotional attachment to the campaign itself or to the game through Wings?
I wouldn't say there's been like, well, I guess the most extreme case would be like the dream sequence so far with like the All-Mother being killed and that sort of stuff. But in terms of just in general, like attachment sort of stuff, I'm generally pretty good at putting myself in the shoes of my character. So just for like that moment, I am Wings and I am seeing all this sort of stuff happen because I'm used to that sort of stuff because of the role playing. So I don't know. I don't really have any extreme emotional, but
for me as a DM, like I was saying, I try to I interject some of myself into NPCs that I create for the party. And when you guys are interacting with other characters at the moment, do you ever picture yourself having that conversation with the player playing that character, and it's just you guys having a conversation?
That's literally what I felt like yesterday.
Characters?
Like, I have a hard time picturing your character, Kennedy, so I like literally am looking at you every time. So it's like I feel like we're having that conversation. And then, you know, it's the same thing with Lucas. It's kind of a mixture of both, but I still have a hard time kind of like seeing everybody's character. I see everyone's like face, but I see their character kind of with it at the same time, except for you, Kennedy, because I have a hard time picturing the Kanku.
So, Deanna, same question. Like, do you picture yourself? Sometimes it gets a little bit blurry. Those lines get a little bit blurry. Do you picture yourself sometimes having those conversations with the player sitting across from you, or are you always envisioning the characters?
No, I'm always envisioning the character. Because I can't imagine a conversation that I would be having with Lucas where we're talking about both having sex with my boyfriend.
Oh, good point.
I'm 100% all the way gay. I've never played a gay character, probably never will play a gay character. I always play like a straight girl,
which is hilarious to think about.
It's one of those things where like I don't feel that with this group, of course, but I'd never played with this group before, so I didn't know coming in. But a lot of times with any like role play game that I've ever played, when I do play as a lesbian, it gets very overly sexualized, and then it gets really lost. And it'll be
the focal point is on something completely different than it needs to be.
My character will no longer just be like some really badass character that I've worked really hard on, but like all these other guy characters saying, "Oh wow, I bet you're really into that, female goblin over there," and
fucking boys and their dicks.
No, really.
So really? Like I 100% everything that my character does. I love playing her doing things that I would never do. I am super calculated in everything that I do and say in my life because I'm not much of a risk taker. And so I love doing everything based off of risk with her. I'm having like so much fun with this.
Yeah, like stabbing somebody in the heart.
Right.
Based on a dice roll.
I don't think I would do that.
I would hope not. I mean, not unless there's a very good reason, like they hurt Shelby or Rowan or any of us. Like,
I can think of a few.
Kennedy, do you ever, when you have conversations with other player characters at the table, do you always envision the characters, or do you ever put yourself like you're having a conversation with Lucas or James?
For me, mostly, I see the characters because, like, any time you set a situation, my mind completely sees that. Like as everything is added and said, like it fades in. If you'll kind of like some sort of video game, and my brain just kind of builds upon that. So whenever I'm talking to everyone, I'm talking to them in the scene, and I'm seeing everything that's happening.
Speaking of like the loss that we had at the table, when that session happened, when you guys were on that drive home, what were your thoughts? Like, what were your emotions? Did you feel that as like a character losing? Did you feel real life emotion in that, or was the game done as soon as we called the session? I know, Kate, you weren't there, so specifically Deanna.
Yeah.
I wasn't there either.
Oh, damn it, you weren't there either, Kennedy.
Yeah, it was just me.
So hey, this question's for you.
I mean, I loved Darut. I don't think he's flipping me off right now. I was so sad because I loved his character. So I think on the way home when I was thinking about it, and then when I was talking about all of it with Shelby at night too, I was like, oh, I'm really gonna miss Darut's level-headedness. I loved his dynamic with Reggie, like honing him in whenever he was going off the wall.
Yeah, I
Motherfucker's
am
off
gonna
the rails
miss.
now.
I'm gonna miss that.
I think I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But there was no part of me that I was like emotional over it. I kind of just, it was part of the game. And I feel like the character that he's going to bring in next is going to be awesome. And I think maybe I'm more like, I wonder what he's going to do next. This is going to be
What's
cool.
gonna happen next?
Because it's probably going to be way different.
So this hobby, this game has a tendency to bring people together from all walks of life and backgrounds and unite under a common purpose or goal to pretty much like save the world, or I guess destroy it. I mean, in whatever campaign you're playing in. Is it easier to talk or approach someone with a different perspective than yourself once you've shared in epic adventures or stories with them? Do you feel like a deeper connection to that person once you've been on an adventure with them and they're more approachable? Like, even if they have conflicting perspectives and it's easier to understand them or get what they're saying or look at things from a different point of view?
I mean, I've always done that. I mean, just growing up in general, my mom always was like, put yourself in other people's shoes. So I can't really answer that just because, I always do it. But I do feel really close to everybody in our group because of the adventure we share and how much fun we have doing it, and like the connections that we all have to our characters and then our characters going through all of this stuff together. So, I mean, I would say, yeah.
How about you, Deanna?
Yeah, I think specifically with this campaign, I think with really any campaign, if it's done well, there should be a solid mixture of, life circumstances and understanding those, but then also like there's a commitment to this. It's not just, oh, I feel like going, I don't feel like going. Like, other people do depend on you to go, and it's important to make sure that you're showing up. So having that commitment in a campaign, the way that we do here, I feel definitely close to everybody that I've played with, and I feel like that gets laid out on the table as well, so I think it's great. I definitely feel close to everybody regarding that.
Kennedy?
Well, I think it is a very good way to learn, to meet people, because it's not your stereotypical, oh, hi, I'm this and I like this. It's more of, hi, I'm this person from this far off land who's done all this crazy shit. You want to go save the world together?
Yeah, no, really. And then also, I don't think any of us would have met without this game.
Yeah, and the friend, it would help separate from like your stereotypical of like what's going on in society and all that darkness sort of stuff, if you will. It's more of a lighthearted, and you get to see little bits and pieces of people that you don't normally get to see because you get to see it in their characters. Even if they make someone that's like nothing like them, there's always gonna be some piece of them that's like, you get a view into how they think, what they value.
Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah. No, it's so cool the way that this game has brought all of us together. And I mean, now it's like it's like we can't ever have this campaign end because we can't be without each other now.
We just start a new one. And then Justin DMs. And then I play a drunk wizard.
Yes.
Dwarf.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But so going back on it, just to kind of wrap that part of it up, for me, all of our perspectives are not going to be the same on things. All of our beliefs on issues, prominent issues, important issues, children, schooling, everyday life, middle class, government, religion, all that stuff is different no matter who you are, even if you share similar points of views.
Mm-hmm.
For me, sharing an epic adventure and getting to know somebody on almost a fantasy level of like what they desire out of like what they can't be or what they can't achieve is almost like letting somebody into your diary just a little bit. Being that somebody is willing to share those experiences with me and open up in those aspects, it kind of just makes you think about when you are talking about something important, when you are on those issues that are trigger issues or sensitive issues, you kind of approach it as something a little bit more sensitive or a little bit more softer or a little bit more approachable, a little bit more absorbent, as opposed to maybe because it's different, I'm completely standoffish against it. You kind of, because you have that attachment, you want to see where they're coming from. You want to understand what their trials and tribulations that they go through because of these issues on an everyday experience are like. And maybe that's because they play an interesting goblin, or maybe that's because they play a bearded woman dwarf or something like that. But it's for me, that's why I asked you guys that question, because I was like, man, like, I don't agree with everything that you guys stand for or whatever. But at the same time, like, would I go to bat for you guys, if I saw you guys in trouble because you were dealing with one of your trials or tribulations? I feel like we're so close because we shared epic adventures and stories that regardless, like I was talking about my siblings earlier, like it would be ask questions later and make sure you're safe first. It wouldn't be a judgment call at that point. It'd be stand up for the people that I love and care about, as opposed to what the beginning issue was.
No, definitely. And then also, I feel like, because even if people are like completely a total polar opposite of you in the world of D&D, politics and all of that stuff, they don't exist in that sense. So you're getting to know somebody's, I guess, soul in a way, rather than all of the other superficial bullshit.
The layers that make up the onion.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for like, I'm going to bring this kind of back to real world because of my actual job, because I'm in the military. And it's a lot of like, there's something bigger than what's going on, the superficial stuff. Like it's something bigger. So you learn, like gain camaraderie through that, because you have more bigger things to worry about than, you wearing weird colored shoes or something. It's like, you're just something bigger and greater than yourself. And that's, you see value in people, whether you agree or not, like just perspective and that sort of stuff. And you have a end goal that you want to reach together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's basically a D&D party, is what you're trying to either destroy the world or save the world, or save the princess or the prince or the Horban.
Whatever. Whatever's going on.
Other than you just enjoy this game, what's one reason or one thing you look forward to when you get to play D&D? Like, other than I just like this game, what's one thing you look forward to?
It's the unpredictability of what's going to happen. That is also part of the fun of rolling the die. Because, I mean, obviously we all hope that we roll high and get to do the things that we're thinking of, but it's the fact that we don't know what it's going to end up with. Because if we roll kind of like a middle-ish number, like an 8 or something like that, then we're not quite sure how that's going to work. So it's the unpredictability, and then also the connections that we all have with each other. So that's like the big thing for me, and it's the escape from reality, because it's like, work has been ridiculously difficult for me lately, and then also us moving and just all these things going on in real life, that to take literally a mental step out of our world into our D&D world is amazing.
So just the pure fact that you can, like, I'm not here right now.
No, yeah,
please
really.
Call back at a later time. And,
Yes,
and my office hours are. How about you, Deanna? What's one thing that you look forward to other than just playing the game? The mechanics, I should say.
Yeah, I think very similar, that escapism is so fantastic. Something I think about often that I really appreciate about D&D is when you're describing a setting to us and where we are, what I'm picturing in my head, we're all in the same place, but what I'm picturing in my head is completely different than what Kennedy is seeing, and then what Justin's seeing, and then what Kate's seeing, and then what you're seeing. As much as you describe it, I could be seeing, when you say there's a field of flowers, I could be seeing orange and yellow flowers, and Kennedy could see, dandelions, and Kate could see black roses everywhere. It could be all different, and I love the idea of getting to create this image in my head, and it's very easy to do with D&D. It's very easy to, for at least for me, when I'm playing, to escape to that world that you're describing and that I'm playing in now. And I could live there. You know, it's exactly where I want to be. Even if we're somewhere horrible, I'm always going to have a sense of something that I want there. It's a sense of control, and that's like a sense of comfort.
Yeah, you're not constricted by somebody else's perspective or design of a place. It's all in your head.
And that might be why I almost like it more than, like, I love playing video games. I love playing video games. It's very relaxing for me as well. But it's almost why I like it more than video games, because I'm not restricted to what someone else has put on a screen for me. My ideas are endless, limitless.
Yeah.
Kennedy,
no.
how about you? What's one thing you look forward to other than just partaking in this game when we have D&D?
For me, I think it would have to mostly be just experiences, like seeing all this sort of stuff happening. Because I love like stories and that sort of stuff. And then this is kind of like the choose your own story sort of thing, I guess. But also,
Please jump to chapter 6.
I don't know about that. No, those are little, but it's also, it gives me a reason to get out. Because other than work, I don't really do much outside. And I want to try and do more of that. So this encourages me to do something else and to also socialize.
Personal experience of mine is I've always struggled as a public speaker to communicate my feelings without getting overwhelmed in large groups of people, or just one-on-one when they're talking about sensitive subjects, or just thinking about what other people perceive of me as I'm delivering these thoughts and feelings, opening up, so to speak. Although not perfect still, I'm still practicing and I get words wrong and stuff like that, but I have a lot more confidence because of D&D and because I get to practice these social skills. Is there anything through your guys' D&D experience, skills or otherwise, that you've kind of felt a new confidence in, or a reinvigorating experience in a skill or anything like that because of D&D, because you have practiced that at this table with us and been like, oh shit, like I'm totally more comfortable with that now in the real world as opposed to just at the D&D table?
Honestly, at the top of my head, I can't really think of anything other than getting out of my thoughts and going into a different place. Like really trying hard to go into a different space. Like that's the only thing I can really think of, because I mean, I'm already a social person pretty easily. I can make friends with people pretty easily and talk about all various different kinds of subjects without like getting angry about things, you know? So, I mean, for me, it was hard at first to get immersed in a different world and kind of change, you know, where I was and things like that mentally. But then later I got better about it.
So you progressed your imagination.
Yes, and I mean, honestly,
create.
I feel like my imagination sucks so bad now as an adult. I'm rereading a book that I read when I was like a teen, and the imagery isn't there as it used to be. It's not as strong as it used to be. So it's been kind of an interesting thing for me to kind of get better at it.
Were you reading the never-ending story where you have to believe?
No, not at all.
Deanna, same question for you. Is there any skills that you kind of practice at the D&D table that you weren't really confident in real life, but now you found like a new beginning to, or more chance to use those skills in real life?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, D&D has gotten me to go out a lot. Like what Kennedy said, I don't like to go out often. Actually, the only thing that I go out and do is come here and play D&D. I'm just not an like outwardly social person. I'm very homebody-ish. But I think skill-wise for me, it's been really great to learn how to advocate for myself, my ideas. And if I think when I first started playing, I was very like timid of, I don't know if I should do that. Maybe I shouldn't, look for a crystal within the forest, or, whatever it may be. Maybe I shouldn't stab that guy in the heart. I don't know.
No, that was a good idea.
and so the more I've played, I've really come into myself of, I'm going to do this. And that's just what I'm going to do. And I speak out and I speak out loud. And I think the more I play, the more I am able to do that in my own life.
Kennedy, is there any skills? I mean, you said you've been role playing for quite some time, so I'm assuming that you've had a lot of practice in delving into the psyche, which you're not proficient in regular life. Is there any skills that you've found yourself being more adapt to or more likely to use outside of the table in everyday life that you have a confidence about now?
For me, it'd definitely be like ability to socialize because I lack those significantly. But doing this and like talking to people more often and doing something more, I guess, out of my comfort zone really has definitely helped with that.
How often do you guys think about D&D when we're not playing D&D?
Every day.
Every day.
At least
Yeah.
a little bit. Like, honestly, when I say I wish we could play every day, I really do, just because it is so nice to be around friends and and literally be so distracted by having a good time and chatting with everybody and also being in our world that I relax more than I do normally. Because like even when me and Justin are about to go to bed, I'm not fully relaxed because it's like I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to go to sleep and then thinking about work the next day. Or even if I'm off, I'm thinking about stuff that I need to accomplish the next day. So it's just like you're a little hamster on a wheel, kind of going. And then when we do D&D, we get an escape from that. And it is just crazy how much I have like now become addicted and I need it all the time.
She's a D&D addict.
Yes, so much so. And it's more like it's like being in your favorite place with your favorite people and wanting to constantly be there.
Deanna, how often do you said every day, what do you think about when you think about D&D?
Oh, I mean, I ideas will
She
pop
thinks about
in my
me.
head. Yeah, mostly I think about Ren.
Oh yes.
No, I think ideas will pop in my head of, oh, that would be really interesting to try out next time, or oh, I'm thinking about doing this with my character as a development. I wonder if everyone would be on board to try this out. You know, I'm always thinking of something. Something is always popping in my head.
Kennedy, how often do you think about D&D? You said D&D. You said pretty much every day as well?
Pretty often, yeah. But it's not mostly because I always come up with like new characters and that sort of stuff, like new ideas, new concepts. Because like there's so many different races, you can do crazy things with them.
Thinking about D&D every day, do you think about more, like you said, Deanna, character development, or do you think about the group that we play with, or both?
I mean, I think both. You kind of have to have both because your character is developing oftentimes due to the people that you're with and the circumstances that you're put in because of the people that you're with or because of the characters that you're with. So I think it's a healthy mixture.
Kate, how about you?
I definitely think the same way as Deanna because of the fact that I think about everybody and all the great time that we have, and then also I'm like imagining the world we're in, the trees, the dirt, the ground, everything, the rocks that we travel on, everything that we look like, what we look like, and what everything around us looks like, and then our battles and everything like that. So I mean, I think it's just like the happy place in my mind.
And for you, Kennedy?
For me, it's just probably. Can I think about like I guess wings too, but also just character development, random other things related to D&D, like just like how could I evolve this, or would that work, or how's that sound, sort of stuff.
It's funny how much I seriously lack thinking about how I can develop my character.
Well, that's typically how I run because, like I said, I've been part of multiple RPs. So, like when you have a set character, you just got like kind of a base idea, and then as you're playing along, you build up on that, and it's just kind of like snowballs.
Yeah,
There's a lot of snowballs in this campaign.
No, very much so.
So many interchanging parts. Mm-hmm. All right, last question I have for you, and then we'll go to the last call. But this is a big one. Okay, so most of us at this table were introduced to Dungeons and Dragons as adults already. Do you think playing this game would have helped you more in your adolescence growing up?
Yeah, I think so. It would have probably. So I consider myself to be very lost when I was a teen. Not lost in the sense that like, I don't. Just in the sense that it was like my parents and my family was, grounding, but I wasn't that good at being grounded without them or, any, friends and stuff like that. So I mean, just like I had people in my life who weren't that great for me. So, I mean, I feel like if I would have been around a group of people who were more into something like D&D, a group activity where everybody, that was just it's hard to describe it. Just I feel like this would have been
just like one goal, one common
exactly
uniting theme.
There wasn't really anybody that D&D wasn't something that I really heard about in high school for me. So I mean, and I don't know. I feel like it may have been more of a grounding experience because it's, because I put myself in my character so much. Maybe if I would have done that sooner, I would have known more about myself instead of it taking, into my 20s for me to kind of really explore the kind of person that I am and like get to know myself deeply. I've always struggled with that. So possibly getting into D&D early on could have had so many different effects versus, now as an adult, which is still a good thing, but it could have, and also my imagination probably could have been better if I would have been actively using it.
Deanna, do you think you could have used D&D to grow yourself more as an adolescent, or it would have benefited you more?
Well, I actually learned how to play D&D in high school.
Well, look at you.
Okay.
I went to an art school that was very small, and it was one of those like, we're gonna break all the rules kind of schools, so
This is where wild Deanna comes from.
we had the school wanted to break rules.
Oh,
they were
there.
like, break the
Bring the
mold.
walls down.
Oh God. Hello.
So we had an hour and a half lunch every day.
Damn,
And
I'm
obviously
jealous.
we don't need an hour and a half to eat. So there was a group of kids that used to play D&D during those lunch breaks. And I had asked one of them, hey, would you mind teaching me how to play?
What that is.
And it was a very loosely run campaign. No rules. We would go to the library to print copies, to photocopy rules and character sheets. And we would draw our characters because we didn't have, figurines or anything.
Thanks, Ben.
I think
That's all going away.
I think my best times were when I was playing some sort of role play game. I didn't play when I was in college, and that was also some of my toughest years was 18 to 23.
The connection has been made.
I know. I think about that constantly. And when I finally kind of got out of it and I was like, I need to be who I am and not try to be anybody else. I was able to get back into it, and that helped me so much. And I really, as a mom to a almost 6-year-old, I want to instill that this is totally cool to do. This is actually probably way more fun than anything you think you should be doing at 16.
Well, and then to capitalize on what Kate was saying about imagination, this game is a mind exercise consistently or constantly. You're always thinking, you're always picturing things in your head, you're always building those scenes, and it's just practicing that muscle memory. Those things that we tend to lose when we get older, like those short-term memories. I feel like this is an exercise for that kind of memory. Kennedy, do you think? Well, were you playing any kind of role play games in high school, and do you think being exposed to Dungeons and Dragons earlier or in your high school years would have benefited you more than being exposed to it in your adult life?
I definitely think there's a pretty good benefit to doing it when you're younger, mostly because it allows you to explore being different, but also still being yourself. It shows that there are other options than just what's going on in your head. Your head can give you many more different things to do and think. And it just lets you kind of explore how to be yourself while being someone else.
Well, and then to piggyback on that, it also gives you a situation or an environment to fail in and there not be drastic consequences. It gives you the safety net of okay, it's okay to make bad choices and things aren't going to happen to you as drastically as they would in real life. It also gives you the confidence to be okay with failure and be okay, well, I failed and it wasn't that bad. Now what did I learn from my failure? So it kind of gives you that muscle memory that I was talking about, being okay with failure. Failure, as long as you build on it, can be a positive tool, not just a negative tool or looked upon negatively. I do have one last question though. Do you think D&D can be used as a therapeutic tool?
Absolutely. Uses every single time for me.
Well, like it can be like a relaxant sort of thing, and also, but then also it could be help with aggression too. I could see it's like you're trying out your aggression on something that doesn't exist. You don't have to worry about consequences, that sort of stuff.
So there's a place for murder hobos anyway.
Oh my god.
Deanna, do you think that D&D can be used as a therapeutic tool?
Oh, absolutely. It's not only can it be really relaxing and this escapism that we all, I think, need, but I think exactly like Kennedy said, you could use it as aggression. You can get whatever
That's
you need to
why
get
you
out.
stab the bad guy in the heart.
Yep. It's all
comes
coming
full
together
circle.
now.
I think it can be a useful thing in helping you not processing things, but at the same time, yes, like as you're mentioning about failure in D&D, it's a little bit more like it's more of like a softer failure than in actual life, and it gives you different skills that you are unknowingly learning. So I mean, it's just so useful in so many ways, and it's just kind of almost saddening to me that I've gone so long without it.
When you problem solve in real life, do you ever find yourself saying, "What would Ren do?"
Actually, I don't, because that's just not something that I actively think about. Oh, maybe I should. But honestly, what I would probably do is Ren is turned into a fucking bear, and I can't do that. So
Have you tried?
I wish.
I heard Justin likes ladies with hairy armpits.
All right, you trolls, it's last call!
All right, adventurers, we have drank the juice. It's time to give our verdict on the first ever wine on Of Dice and Brews. I'm just going to start like we have been, going around the table. Kate, this is pretty much your brew.
4. It's a freaking bomb. Love it. Tastes so good. That's how I feel about all of the Stella Rosa stuff.
Even peach, even though you're not a fan?
Even though I'm not a fan, it's still good. I would still drink a whole bottle of it. We're good.
Deanna?
I mean, I'll give it a 3, and I just took a point off because I don't like peach.
Even peach rings?
No, I don't like peach rings.
I don't like them either,
Yeah.
but this one's pretty good. So that's why I was we'll keep it there.
I'll give it the other 3 points because I feel like if you do like peach, or if you like anything very sweet, like very, very, very sweet, you'll like this one.
Do you feel like this is a social drink or something you can drink by yourself, or both?
Both.
Yeah, definitely both.
But also me and Kate kind of look at all Stella Rosa as we can drink that alone.
Yeah, no, I bring
Two
a
of
bottle like every time. I bring a bottle to every
To
sesh.
be honest with
pretty
you,
much.
I'm surprised that bottle in the refrigerator downstairs lasted as long as it did. Like, it was here for like a month. I was like,
Well, we didn't freaking have sessions. We had to keep rescheduling.
well, we had sessions. You just weren't there.
Oh, yeah, good point.
For me, I'm not too much of a wine drinker, and when I do drink wines, it's like a Moscato or a Riesling.
Mm-hmm.
But this is definitely, like, ever since you brought up gummy peaches, like, that's all I can fucking taste is like melted gummy peaches now.
Yes.
And I feel like there needs to be one floating in this cup right now, like,
Oh
for
my
some fucking
God.
reason.
Agreed.
So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 4 just because this is not something that I'm readily going to drink.
Mm-hmm.
But it's decent. I mean, like, if it was at a party, I'd definitely have a glass, and this is all they're offering.
Ouch.
So that's an average. That's a 75%
Yeah,
approval
it's like 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4
Yeah.
is going to be our
That's
average.
75%.
But hey, when you have a rating system out of 4, you don't usually go to percentages. You just say 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4.
But it's so easy.
Listeners
quarters.
like consistency.
It's quarters.
Who likes math? Stop it.
Yeah, no. What are you doing?
This is what you get when you have me
Have
on,
another
Ben.
glass of... Yeah, can we just get her for half an episode again?
An ale in the hand is worth two in the keg.
No, but it's been a blast having all the ladies at our table on. I'm glad we can make this happen. I hope you guys had a good time being here. We'll definitely get you guys on again and we'll mix it up with the guys a little bit. They need some check. Like, honestly, Jesus.
Yeah, if you guys did an all-guy episode, there wouldn't be enough space for
we did one.
everybody. No, I mean podcast.
Oh, like all of them? All of the guys?
Yes.
Yeah, there's too many guys.
Yeah, there wouldn't be enough. You'd have to have them, like, sharing mics. It's okay. Lucas and Justin will share.
Well, I feel like the guys in our group are very into sharing.
Yes, very
A lot.
So, I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be a problem.
It wouldn't be. The headsets are where I'm worried about. I don't think they stretch over
I don't
a
think
lot
they
of guys in our
stretch
group have
over
really
two.
big heads on their shoulders.
Yeah, people.
So anyway, thank you guys again. Is there anything, Kate, in closing that you'd like to say?
Yeah, like I if I think about it too much, I get emotional thinking about like D&D and everybody, because it's just like we're all so close and we talk every single day and we always are cool with being around each other, and like it's just it is a very like emotional thing because I've never had that before in my life.
Yeah, we definitely have become a very tight-knit family.
Yes, exactly
unit.
that.
Deanna, anything you want to add as closing remarks or last call remarks?
Really very similar with Kate. I know probably everybody listening plays D&D already, but if anyone out there does not, let this be your sign to get on and play. This is so great for your mental health. This is so great for your day-to-day life. Honestly, it affects every part of your life because it's such a way to relax and make lifelong friends.
But it gives you something to look forward to. A lot of us plan vacations and stuff like that. It's nice to have something to look forward to in the short term. A lot of people look forward to holidays and they're into that stuff. But when you have something to do on a biweekly or a weekly basis, or even a monthly basis, you're like, okay, that one day I get to go and do something that I don't do every day, or I get to escape the pressures of everyday life. It just gives you that positive thing to look forward to and be a part of something different.
That's why I said we need to just do D&D every day.
We'll just have you guys can DM. You'll DM one day, Kate.
I mean, there's 7 players.
I
and
literally
there's 7
have
days.
no idea how,
Hey,
but
it happens. Kennedy, any closing remarks on this episode?
Mostly just take D&D, like make the most of it, honestly. If you play it, then go buck wild. Don't be afraid to do something you've never done before. Like, embrace it. And then if you haven't played, come on, like, just give it a shot at least. Find someone that you trust and someone who knows it a bit, because it can be daunting at first because, like, there's so much going on. But once you learn it, you can go crazy. There's so much you can do and there's nothing stopping you.
James was my emotional support partner for a while, which is Reggie, because I'd show him my character sheet. What should I do? Tell me how much I have. And he said, actually, Kennedy, you were my fill-in emotional support partner the other day.
Yeah.
How many do I add?
She's here for the story, not the mechanics, which is fine.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their rocks off in their pockets. Anyway, guys, thanks again for being on this episode. I can't wait to put this together and we can show the guys how a real podcast sounds.
Oh,
Shots fired. But yeah, and we'll get together and we'll talk more. And we do have sushi night tomorrow, so that's exciting.
We're so sad that Kennedy can't be there, and Brandon can't be there either.
I think Brandon's making that choice on his own, though. Kennedy has a legitimate choice. Brandon's making his choice.
Yeah, we might just need to bully him in the chat a little bit.
I'll bully him. I'm gonna bully you, Branches.
Branches.
What are you, a fucking tree?
No, he's Branch from the Trolls movie.
No.
And he's never seen the Trolls movie. It's terrible.
To be fair, neither have I.
Never. Don't want to.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Yeah, what
It's
the
so
fuck's
good.
wrong with you guys?
I'm good.
I watch it without Rowan.
Me too. I watch all the cartoons without my kid. It's ridiculous. And they're like, "Oh, you're watching this? Can I sit there and watch it with you?"
No.
No, yeah. Don't you see that
like
Stella Rose in my hand?
as long as you're quiet.
That's not possible for me. I even sing along with the songs.
Oh, all the time. Every time.
Just remember, that if you are consuming bardic inspiration while listening to the podcast or going out and hanging out with your D&D group, make sure you consume your bardic inspiration responsibly.
Yes, be responsible out there.
No.
Wear your glasses.
Yeah.
Get your glasses.
Yeah, that's most important. You need to get your fucking glasses.
And most importantly, use D&D as a tool that's going to let you expand your horizons, hone your skills, introduce you to something new, and most of all, get familiar with the people that you play with, because those people that you were introduced to are going to become your friends, no matter how hard you try to fight it.
Friends for life, guys.
For now.
You're stuck with all of us, Kennedy.
Of course.
Yeah, right. We're going to your wedding.
Yeah, no.
Like
right?
literally everyone is invited to my. You're invited, right?
I don't know the dates. You guys send me those.
October 13th.
You're not in the group. You're not in the group chat often, so you might not have gotten it. But you're coming, and I'll go to the base and tell them.
My little sister needs a beer.
Coming to my wedding. This is like, you could be like my niece, honestly.
You might
You're
have
just like
to
a couple years
roll
off.
persuasion.
That you could be my daughter.
Yes, make her roll a
a couple years
persuasion.
off. Because she's 18. So if I am
19.
30.
19?
Oh, you're 19? Oh, I thought you were 18.
I get started early.
Damn.
Well, because if I was.
Well, if she was your daughter, no wonder you'd be gay, because I'd fucking be done with that shit too.
No, right? Oh my
you could be like
God.
my niece. And I will come in as your gay auntie and be like, so
My name's
she can't
Karen.
come into work today.
I don't give a fuck who you got
Sorry.
dying. This is not my problem.
Well, hopefully you have enough time that you can actually get it off properly.
I'm sure the military
no.
is understanding.
I can get it off soon here. Yeah.
Perfect.
Try
Okay,
on
great.
Wednesday.
I'm not going to
Conversation.
say, I don't want to say the date.
Yeah, don't say the date. No.
No.
Everybody's going to show up like, oh shit.
She said I was invited.
There's going to be that. Does anybody interject? And like, you're going to have fucking 30,000 people raising their hands.
Oh my
We all interject. That means the live stream's over.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. And on that note, just remember, life is an adventure. Roll with it.